What if a tsunami didn't just bring water, but the undead? A glowing crack at the bottom of the ocean just unleashed something no one was prepared for. Now, the dead don't just walk, they swim. And one town is about to face a nightmare from the deep that rewrites everything we thought we knew about zombies. You won't believe how it ends. Deep beneath the ocean, the earth trembles, sending a shockwave through the seabed. Cracks split open, revealing an eerie, glowing blue light that pulses like a heartbeat. Above the waves, a young couple enjoys a serene moment on their boat. The man kneels, pulling out a small velvet box, his eyes full of love as he prepares to propose. But before his girlfriend can respond, a sudden force yanks him into the water. She frantically searches, heart pounding, until his lifeless body emerges, floating eerily on the surface. A blood-curdling scream escapes her lips just as the creature responsible rises from the depths. A towering, grotesque figure, eyes glowing with an unnatural blue hue. In an instant, the alpha undead lunges at her, and her scream is abruptly silenced. Miles away, Hunter, his best friend Ray, and Ray's teenage niece Jada cast their fishing lines into the ocean. The peaceful afternoon is shattered when they spot a boat engulfed in flames. Acting fast, Hunter speeds towards the scene, helping to douse the fire before it spreads. The cause? A reckless group mishandling fireworks. Hunter, being the local marine supervisor, confiscates the remaining combustive materials and sternly warns the intoxicated group. But Blaine, one of the troublemakers, scoffs at his authority. Meanwhile, on a distant cliff, a lone observer watches the strange blue glow beneath the waves through high-powered binoculars, his expression unreadable. Back on Hunter's boat, Ray reels in a catch that fights harder than any fish. With one final tug, he hoists it up, only to recoil in horror. It's a human corpse, skin stained an unnatural shade of blue. Jada, ever curious, lowers an underwater camera to investigate. The footage reveals something bizarre, a crack in the ocean floor emitting an intense, pulsating glow. Hunter wastes no time reporting the anomaly to the authorities. But before they can react, the corpse twitches, then vanishes. Moments later, a guttural growl fills the air as the reanimated body lunges at Jada, sinking jagged teeth into her shoulder. Ray leaps into action, tackling the creature while Hunter grabs his sharp object, fighting with the undead attacker. But even with deep wounds, it refuses to stay down. Realizing they can't unalive it, they shove it overboard, watching as it sinks back into the depths. In town, Hunter's girlfriend, Dr. Kenzie, receives his urgent call. She rushes to meet Jada at the hospital, leaving their daughter, Sam, at a concert with friends. Meanwhile, Hunter and Sheriff Acone set out to investigate the strange occurrences at sea. The deeper they go, the stronger the blue light becomes. Using Jada's underwater camera, they uncover a sunken vessel split open near the glowing fissure. Strangely, the ship lacks identifying markers, no name, no registration. As they process this revelation, an eerie shape glides past their lens. Hunter's gut tells him the incidents are connected, but when he suggests zombies may be the cause, Acone laughs at the absurdity. His skepticism vanishes, however, when figures begin emerging from the depths, hundreds of them. Their lifeless eyes lock onto the boat as they move with terrifying speed. Hunter radios for an emergency evacuation, just as sirens wail across the shore. Beachgoers watch in confusion as the ocean recedes unnaturally. Then the unthinkable happens. A towering wave surges forward, carrying with it a swarm of ravenous undead. As the tsunami crashes onto the shore, entire buildings crumble, cars are swept away, and bodies, both living and undead, are flung through the air. Hunter and Acone barely survive, their boat capsizing in the chaos. Dragging themselves to land, they find the town in ruins, streets littered with the writhing undead. Acone fires a few hits, but soon realizes they're vastly outnumbered. In the hospital, Kenzie and Ray secure Jada, but when she suddenly flatlines, their relief turns to terror. Her body convulses, her eyes snap open, and she lunges at the nearest doctor. As the outbreak spreads, survivors scramble for safety. At the police station, Hunter and Acone take refuge, gathering whatever weapons they can find. But tensions rise when Blaine and his girlfriend arrive, desperate for protection. When a heated argument breaks out over supplies, Blaine snaps, pulling his fire weapon on an officer and demanding access to the armory. Before he can follow through, Hunter swiftly knocks him down. Meanwhile, Sam and her friends attempt to escape through the city streets, but with each passing block, their numbers dwindle. Dag, the lead singer from the concert, stumbles with an injured ankle, forcing Sam to help him as zombies close in. At the station, Akon discovers classified documents marked Revoke Pharmaceuticals. Before Hunter can ask about them, the undead breach the building. Grabbing a confiscated double-edged blade, Hunter slices through the approaching horde while Akon covers him. The battle is relentless, and when Hunter logs into a maritime database, he makes a chilling discovery. The sunken ship belonged to Revoke Industries, a company with a history of questionable research. Suddenly, the ground trembles again. Through the chaos, they hear an ominous roar. The second tsunami is coming. But this time, it's not just water, it's an army. An entire ocean's worth of undead, surging toward what's left of civilization. Hunter and Akon flee, but their path is blocked by something worse, the alpha zombie, standing in the middle of the road waiting. This nightmare is far from over. Sam and Dag stumble into a dimly lit parking lot, adrenaline pumping as they spot his band's van. Relief washes over them when they see one of Dag's bandmates inside, completely unaware of the chaos thanks to his noise-canceling headphones. Clueless, he unlocks the doors for them, but makes the fatal mistake of trying to play the hero. He grabs a metal pipe, charging toward the approaching undead. The fight lasts mere seconds before he's overwhelmed, his screams cutting through the night air. Sam and Dag slam the van doors shut and desperately try to start the engine, but it refuses to turn over. Meanwhile, Tanny, breathless and terrified, sprints through the dense forest with the undead hot on her heels. The eerie glow of a distant house gives her hope. Pushing forward, she reaches the front gate and pounds on it frantically. Inside, a lone figure, Marty, watches through security monitors. He has his own secrets, one of which lurks in his basement, a restrained, writhing zombie specimen he's been studying. Suspicious of Tanny, he orders her to show the back of her head through the camera. Only after confirming she's unscathed does he let her inside, locking the gate just as the horde reaches them. Once safe, Tanny snatches Marty's radio and contacts her father, Sheriff Akon. She promises to stay put and urges him to rescue Sam from the marketplace. At the police station, Blaine inches toward the lifeless body of an officer, prying the keys from his belt. As he turns to flee, a horrifying sight greets him: his zombified girlfriend, now a snarling creature of the undead. Before he can react, she lunges, teeth sinking into his flesh. In the parking lot, Dag, realizing he's slowing Sam down, makes a bold decision. "Go," he urges, before climbing onto the van's roof. Strumming his ukulele, he sings loudly, drawing the zombies' attention as Sam sprints away. Just then, Akon and Hunter arrive, providing cover fire as Sam reaches them. But Dag's sacrifice is in vain. The undead finally close in, pulling him down. The trio rushes to the hospital, slamming the doors shut as the undead close in. Inside, Sam's heart pounds as she searches for a working phone. She finds one in an abandoned office, using the PA system to call for her mother. The noise, however, attracts the undead, who begin pounding on doors. Meanwhile, Hunter and Akon fight off the growing swarm. Hunter improvising with a fire extinguisher, while Akon's fire weapon runs low on cartridge. Unbeknownst to Sam, the phone's cord has looped around her leg. The sudden tug from outside nearly pulls her off balance. A zombie smashes its head through the door, forcing her to grab a double-edged blade for defense. Elsewhere, Hunter rips 2 exposed power cables from a fuse box, jamming them into a nearby zombie. The electrical surge jumps from one body to another, frying the entire horde in a despicable chain reaction. Just as the last one collapses, the elevator doors slide open. Kenzie and Ray emerge. A lone zombie blocks their path, but Kenzie takes it down with a swift punch. She reunites with Sam while the others barricade the doors. A chilling realization dawns: some zombies look different. Kenzie theorizes that the creatures from the tsunami were part of a covert experiment. Their journey to uncover the truth has only begun. With the hospital no longer safe, they flee to Marty's house, where Tanny finally embraces her father. But Akon winces, clutching his side. He's been wounded. Marty panics, suspecting an infection, but Akon reassures them it's just a scratch. They use Marty's radio to call for backup, only to realize that no help is coming. 2 tsunamis have struck, yet no authorities have responded. A conspiracy is at play. Suddenly, a guttural growl echoes through the house. The zombie Marty kept captive has broken free. Akon investigates, only to be ambushed. The creature sinks its teeth into his flesh. His agonized scream alerts the others as the zombie charges upstairs, attacking Kenzie. Marty instinctively tasers it, dropping it lifelessly to the floor. Meanwhile, Ray drags a weakened Akon to safety while Tanny bandages his wound. Hunter, ever resourceful, connects the taser's power supply to his blade, crafting a makeshift electrified weapon. Anger flares in the group as they confront Marty about his secret experiments. He confesses he's been studying the zombies, searching for their weakness. Their bodies are saturated with a phosphorus-based compound, explaining the eerie glow and their resistance to conventional attacks. Only electricity can permanently neutralize them. Hunter devises a risky plan: lure the creatures into the sea and fry them all at once. But the wrecked ship, the source of the infection, must also be obliterated. Marty reveals his stockpile of combustive materials. The mission is set. While the team gathers supplies, Hunter steps outside to clear the path. His taser blade flickers, failing at the worst possible moment. The gate swings open, allowing the undead to pour in. Kenzie rushes to help, powering up a wood chipper. Together, she and Hunter shove the monsters inside, reducing them to shredded remains. Their synergy is flawless, cutting a path for their escape. Before they leave, Kenzie makes Hunter promise that if anything happens to her, he'll protect Sam. Needing rest, they stop inside a cave. Akon, growing weaker, reveals the horrifying truth. Decades ago, a pharmaceutical company conducted unethical anti-aging experiments offshore, bribing local officials to remain silent. But the trials failed. The subjects became monstrosities. To cover up their crimes, the company sank the ship, erasing all evidence. Kenzie speculates that this wasn't an accident. The company was weaponizing humans. Before the group can react, zombies ambush them. Akon fights bravely, buying time for the others to flee. Tanny, grief-stricken, places a grenade in his hand as a final mercy. As they escape, Akon, now half-turned, activates the combustive materials, sealing the cave behind them. At the shoreline, the plan is set in motion. Marty, Ray, and Tanny board a boat, heading toward the wreckage with the C4. Hunter drags electrical wires to the tidal pools, while Kenzie and Sam stand by the power grid. To bait the horde, Hunter mounts a bike, blasting loud music. The zombies follow, their numbers swelling. Marty jumps into the water to plant the combustive materials, but is swarmed. Ray tries to intervene, but it's too late. Marty is devoured. On the beach, the alpha zombie appears, engaging Hunter in brutal combat. The taser blade fails again. The alpha grips Hunter's throat, but with a hidden sharp object, Hunter severs its arm. Meanwhile, aboard the boat, Ray gives Tanny a life vest and urges her to jump overboard. She hesitates but obeys, moments before he detonates the combustive materials. The resulting blast triggers a massive tidal wave. Hunter, bloodied but determined, rushes to escape. On his way, he spots a zombified Blaine. With grim satisfaction, he decapitates him before diving for cover as the wave crashes down, obliterating the remaining undead. As the sun rises, Hunter emerges, reuniting with Kenzie, Sam, and Tanny. They watch as a Coast Guard ship finally appears on the horizon. Hope flickers, survivors remain. The nightmare may not be over, but they have won the first battle. If an outbreak started from the bottom of the ocean, what would be your first move? Do you think Marty was a villain or just a desperate scientist trying to fix what he helped break? And if you had to choose between saving your family or saving the world, what would you do? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. We want to hear every theory, every what if, and every I would have done it differently. And if stories like this keep you on the edge of your seat, subscribe now so you never miss the next one.